not competing are provided the opportunity to learn by observing speakers who have benefited from their Toastmasters training. Clubs and club members have the opportunity to showcase the talented speakers to family members and guests, and I'm sure that our contestants have invited friends and family members. The audience is provided an interesting educational program, entertainment, and fun. Speech contests are an important part of the Toastmaster educational program. If you are conducting or competing in a speech contest, please be sure to read and follow the current speech contest rulebook. This is important, and this is on Toastmasters page. This being said, we are not too much ahead of time to mark the ballots. After all speakers have finished, the judges will be given 1 minute first and one additional minute, which can extend until they're done, until the ballots are collected by the ballot counters. Following is the speaking order of the contestants. We drew the running numbers with the participants in the contestants room. The first contestant to get started is Allan Samaroo. And the second is, of course, Adeline Khouri. Now it's time to introduce our chief judge. Our chief judge is a seasoned Toastmaster. She's a DTM. She never gets tired of learning and working. She's actually completing a project, and her project is to visit nationally in the US a new club every week. Isn't that wonderful? Ladies and gentlemen, please help me warmly using your emojis welcome Geralda Agile King DTM, who will go over the contest rules and protocol. Over to you, Madam Chief Judge.
Thank you, Madam Contest Master, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Every contest has rules, and so does this one. And welcome. You've heard from the Contest Master, and now I'm going to share with you some more details. All the contestants are eligible. All of the judges have been fully briefed, as well as the contestants have been briefed. The time is 5 to 7 minutes. The speaker must speak at least 4 minutes, 30 seconds, and no more than 7 minutes, 31 seconds, or they will be disqualified. The timing signals. Timer number 1, can you show us 5 minutes with the green light? Six minutes, yellow light. 7 minutes, red light. And time will continue on with no indication if the speaker goes over the time. Thank you, Madam Timer. Timer starts on the first verbal or non-verbal communication with the audience. Technology. If technology fails, the contestant or contest official, we shall attempt to reconnect the person at the same place where they stop and then add a 30 seconds. There will be 1 minute of silence between each speaker so that the judge may mark their balance. But after
It seems that our chief judge is having a connection issue. Let's see where she stopped so that I can continue. If technology fails, for a contestant or contest official, we have covered the information during the various briefings with the judges in the judges room and with the contestants in the contestant room. We shall attempt to reconnect the person to the contest space and allow the contestant to continue to compete. There will be 1 minute of silence after each speaker so that the judges may mark the ballots. After the contest is completed, the judges' ballot counter and the timer will be moved into a breakout room to complete and submit their ballots. The first and second place winners of Global Business Leaders Contest will represent
If
the
technology
club.
fails, you have 30 seconds to complete.
Let me continue until she's fully back. I was saying that the first and second place winners of Global Business Leaders Contest will be representing the club at the Area 22 International Speech Contest on March 2nd. Technically, everyone will win. Contestants and judges are the only ones who may lodge a protest over eligibility or speech content. There is a protocol in place to deal with protests if they arise. Protests will be resolved before the announcement of winners. Once the results have been announced, all decisions are final. So now we are done with the rules from the chief judge, and I'll resume to my role as contest master. Let's get started here. Let's start with our international speech contest. Our first contestant is, I said it, Allan Samaroo. Allan Samaroo, Spoilt Rotten. Spoilt Rotten, Allan Samaroo. Am I the only one who lost our first speaker? Yes, he's back. Let me start over with the introduction. Allan, our first speaker for this contest is Allan Samaroo. Spoilt Rotten, Spoilt Rotten, Allan Samaroo.
Grandparents like to joke that their job is to spoil the grandchildren and then send them home to their parents. I am a spoiled grandchild, and I confirm this. As a future grandparent, I condone this. You see, my paternal grandmother used to spoil me rotten, and I love every moment of it. Specially invited guests, members of the executive, fellow Toastmasters, my warmest greetings to you. I love to spend the summer holidays at my grandmother's house. In her eyes, I could do no wrong. And I took advantage of that at every opportunity I could, especially when my cousins were around. Who got the last piece of cake? I did. Who got the biggest piece of meat? That's me. And who got the easiest or no chores to do? I'm right here. Even though she has been gone for a long time now, whenever I close my eyes and I think of her, it's as if she is right next to me. My grandmother is my happy place. Although she did spoil me rotten, my grandmother also taught me valuable lessons. Here's the top 3 of them. My grandmother taught me about being kind and generous. I remember a family moving into her apartment a couple houses down from where she lived. If it's one of the things that I remember very clearly about my grandmother, is her uncanny ability to become best friends with anyone. Sure enough, she became best friends with Mary, who was the mother in that household, Sheldon, who was a father in the household, and Arnold and Louis, their two sons. It was not uncommon to find my grandmother and Mary sitting on evenings having their cup of tea, gossiping their life away. Louis and Arnold were on my age, so I was very happy to have some other persons to play with when I visited my grandmother. One day, sadly, the father of the family, he passed away, and just like that, they lost their income. Unfortunately, they also got evicted from that household. My grandmother immediately said, Mary, you take Louis and Arnold and come and live downstairs by me. My grandmother had two apartments that she rented out, and one just happened to be empty at that time. So Mary and her two sons moved into my grandmother's downstairs apartments, and their friendship seemed to grow closer. My aunts and uncles, who were her children, were very confused and sometimes even angry with her. Why are you doing that? You're not getting any money from them. But my grandmother held firm. No, 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 I will let them stay. One day I asked my grandmother, Ma, why did you do that? And my grandmother said, well, when you do things like that, the God remembers. He sees and he remembers. And he is going to repay you 1,000 times over. It's only after she said so and reflecting on her comment that I remembered how people would just help my grandmother with anything. And I was always shocked and amazed as to how come she got people to help her back so often. I guess it's clearly no secret why everyone then called her Ma. Ma also taught me the value of hard work. She grew vegetables in her garden, green beans, eggplant, tomatoes, and so on. She also had a stubborn orange tree that would only bear fruit when it felt like. She would make that joke with me. She also raised chickens and ducks to sell the eggs and meat for extra change. Every morning, she would get out of bed at 5 a.m., have a cup of tea, and then go tend to the chickens and ducks. When she's finished with that, she would go and tend to her vegetables as well. Finally, she would be done with everything and then head back upstairs for breakfast. That would be around 9 or 10 in the morning, and which is usually time I would get up when I spent the night by her. One day I asked Ma, why would you grow your own vegetables and ducks and chickens when you can go to the grocery and get those things easy, without doing any hard work? My grandmother said, yes, Alan, it would be easier. But that's how I make time for myself so I can think about the things, plan, and reflect on my life and what I want to do. Besides, hard work teaches you patience because nothing comes easy in life. And when the vegetables are ready to eat, they taste so much better. Today, I find myself doing the same thing, and I cannot agree more. Finally, my grandmother taught me to respect women. My family has more women than men. Ma used to drill into us boys that we are supposed to take care of the girls. Don't be wild with them, respect them, that sort of thing. One year, one of her neighbors put in a pool. When I visited Ma on the weekends, I would hear people in the pool splashing and laughing, having a good time. I didn't really take it on at the time, but I turned 13 and I became interested in other things than vegetables and ducks and chickens. That summer, I woke up early to help my grandmother with the garden and her birds. I also noticed that there were ripe oranges on the tree, and I said, yes, I'm gonna pick some later. Just after lunch, I decided it was time for oranges. I got the ladder and I started to climb the tree. I picked one, I picked two, I picked 3 oranges, and I climbed higher and higher, 4, 5, 6 oranges. And as I reached for the 7th, I saw the pool. The neighbors' daughters were playing in it, and I remember staring and staring and staring until suddenly it was as if the skies darkened over me and the orange tree branches started swaying left and right and up and down. I looked below me and I saw Ma staring at me with a look that just pierced my flesh. And then this woman, who seemed to become a giant in a split second, looked at me right in the eyes and said in her loudest voice, "Thank you, Ma, for spoiling me. Because of you, I give even when I do not have. I work hard and I am patient, knowing that my reward will come. Finally, I will never forget to respect our women because I have also been blessed with 2 daughters. Madam Toastmaster of the Day."
Contestant, you're
We
muted.
will allow 1 minute of silence while the judges mark their ballots. Madam Timer, please let us know when the 1 minute is reached. Thank you. Next is our second contestant, and I'd like to call to the screen here Adeline Khouri, the Phoenix. The Phoenix, Adeline Khouri.
I am a phoenix. In rising from my own ashes, I must first burn. I lay on the pyre of wood, waiting for the flames to consume me. Then I emerge from the embers, stronger and smarter. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, hardship defined my story. Yet, like the phoenix from the ashes, I rise. How is it possible? This is my story. Not long ago, I found myself in a bottomless pit, feeling like I could not escape from all the obstacles thrown at me. Growing up between France and Lebanon, I attended the best schools, I graduated from university with a BE in civil engineering. What were supposed to be the best day of my life, I discovered how unfulfilled I was. That became my first heartbreak. The economy collapsed in Lebanon. I was among the first group laid off from work. Sitting in my room, I cried deeply. My heart pulled out of my chest. I felt like a big failure. I could hear my mother's voice. I told you to study another major. You're not fit for that. I thought maybe she was right. With an absent father, no siblings, I had nowhere to go. You know that feeling when you feel lost, meaningless, and alone? That was me. Then the global pandemic hit in 2020. I hit rock bottom. Boom. I mean, how could I build a career and a family in a collapsing country? How can I help my country get back on its feet? I called it the Blessed Depression. This Blessed Depression taught me to grow in humility, detachment, and self-mastery. I stopped and I asked myself, where did my wonder go? Contemplating the mesmerizing appearance of a rose and its intoxicating fragrance, I started reviving this feeling of wonder I had as a child. It awakened my heart to a greater reality, that I was created for a magnanimous destiny. Each of us is. Then I took a leap of faith, feeling courage. I asked for help from a psychologist and a coach. The coach helped me write my life story, leading to my life mission. I am proud to present my mission, a hopeful transformation of the human heart. I wake up every day with a purpose and I apply it in all my endeavors. Today, I am a leadership coach, helping hundreds of people find their life mission. And I hope you will too. Also, I am a youth mentor and trainer and an advocate of personal excellence. More than that, I grew closer to God, my Heavenly Father. One day, He whispered in my ear, "Remember, your life is sacred." God completely disarmed me and placed me in a hard situation. He slowly led me to put my trust in Him as the author of my life. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, I am a phoenix. A few years ago, I lay on a pyre, waiting for my rebirth. Today, I have risen. We all face triumph and adversities, tears and joy. And what do we do? What do you choose? We can take 3 key steps from my story. Be brave enough to ask for help. Seek wonder from creation. Write your life story to find meaning in your life. This desire to rise like a phoenix is an ongoing phoenix. It is the world that is in turmoil, from the Middle East, where I am, to Europe, extending to the US. How do we raise from that? If we do this with the right mindset, peace, not war, we can rise. Today, together, let us start our rise like a phoenix. Madam Contest Master.
You're muted, Contest Master.
Okay. We will allow 1 minute of silence while the judges mark the ballots. Madam Timer, let us know when the minute is over. We will allow 1 additional minute to allow the ballot counters to collect the ballots. Do we have the timer with us?
Madam Contestant, you may proceed.
What did you say? I didn't catch it.
I said you may proceed.
Thank you. This concludes our international speech contest. Congratulations to our contestants for a job well done. Now, it's time to meet our contestants. Contestants, please unmute your microphones and turn on your cameras. Madam Sergeant at Arms, we may proceed with our scripts, the slide, if feasible. I'll call our first contestant, Allan Samaroo. Congratulations. Can you let us know how long you've been a Toastmasters and what made you interested in the program at all? You have 2 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Contest Chair. So I've been a Toastmaster since 2014, so almost just about 10 years perhaps. I wanted to join a program where I had the opportunity to develop public speaking skills, and I was looking for something like that, and I actually started working with someone who was a Toastmaster, And in speaking with him, I got to learn about his club and the benefits of the program at that time. And I attended a meeting and never looked back since then. So far as it's been very beneficial to me, and I've been able to see benefits in my personal and professional life.
Thank you very much, Allan Samaroo, and congratulations again. Now it's time for us to meet our second contestant, Adeline Khouri. The same question apply. How long have you been a Toastmaster, and what made you interested in Toastmasters?
Thank you, Contest Chair. Well, you are the reason why I joined this beautiful club. And it has been less than 2 years on this beautiful journey. I was at a stage in my life where I was actually searching for a public speaking course because I knew from my surrounding that I had some gift in public speaking, but they needed to be fine-tuned and worked upon. I was searching for that, and then I got to meet Toastmasters Club through you. And joining this experience has allowed me to grow on so many levels, in so many aspects. And I cannot believe the transformation that just happened in 1 year and a half. I cannot wait to celebrate my 10-year anniversary like Allan, if God wills. So far I grew in leadership skills. I grew in self-confidence. I now say yes to any conference where they need me to talk. I have more ease in preparing my speeches, delivering them. I take less time to rehearse before any conference or talk. I now give tips to others. I'm now mentoring another person. Can you imagine how time flies? How you jump from being a mentee to a mentor? There's so many experiences that we gain in the Global Business Leader Club. And also the most important for me is meeting kind people and amazing people from all over the world, which is our unique standing point. We are an international club, and this is the primary reason for me to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, and you may now use your emojis to warmly show your appreciation to our contestants. Well done. Congratulations to both of you. Well done. I have not heard back from the judges, from the chief judge, so let's wait a minute. I'm not sure if you have time to check on our guests, first-time guests, while waiting for the chief judge to let us know of the outcome of this contest. There's a message that I will convey to the chief judge. Madam Sergeant at Arms, can we probably proceed with 5 minutes of a game to entertain our participants while we try and sort out this issue with one of the participants, one of the contestants?
Of course, Madam Contest Chair. Thank you so much. But wasn't that absolutely wonderful listening to these two champions speak? Yes, so we do have a game that we can play in the meantime while we wait. I am going to share my screen and we can get started with that, Madam Contest Chair. Let's see. I believe that the game that we have for you today is called Categories. All right. So let's see. Let's start with breakfast foods. Somebody was saying they were hungry earlier. Breakfast foods. So can we come up with 5 breakfast foods that start with the letter B? Mhm. Feel free to jump in. The letter B. What are some breakfast foods starting with the letter B?
I can only think of banana.
Banana. Banana. I've seen
In
bacon.
in my culture, this is the only beater.
I've seen banana. We have bagel. We have bread.
Madam Sergeant at Arms, one answer. I think that gave us enough time for our judges to be done with their
Yeah.
ranking.
Ah,
So
they're
can you have them come back to the main stage?
right. All right. So they are ready. Okay. I was starting to get hungry.
Madam Chief Judge,
Please put the ballot counter and the chief judge back into the judge's room.
I'm now saying the Chief Judge. Ballot counter is here. I'm monitoring. I am monitoring the my message box to. Oh, here she is, Madam Chief Judge. Welcome back.
All right. Wonderful. Do you invite me to give the results or I give you the results to share with you?
Perfect. I have use my my WhatsApp if you may, or the group we are on together, if this is feasible.
Okay, wonderful.
Suspense, suspense, suspense. Is there any suspense really? All are winners. What's beautiful, the beauty of Toastmasters speech contest is that everyone wins. As Nelson Mandela says, I never fail. I win or I learn. So we are all winning today, we are all learning today. I'm monitoring my message box, and Madam Sergeant at Arms, we should be checking as well.
I am. Mhm.
Tara is still in the judges' room, or she's waiting in the lobby, but would like to join the main stage. Can the Zoom master let her in? I am informed by the chief judge that there's one time disqualification.
Ah.
There's one time disqualification. Therefore, as I said to the contestant during the briefing, they were competing against time. And Madam Sergeant at Arms, please check and prepare the certificate. Our winner for the contest, the Global Business Contest for International Speech, is Adeline Khouri. Adeline Khouri is our winner, the only winner because of time disqualification. Can we show the certificate for the winner, Madam Sergeant at Arms?
Yes, I am busy editing. I'm having a little challenge editing it.
So we should be able to display the certificate for our winner today for the Global Business Leaders International Speech Contest. That winner, Adeline Khouri, will be representing the club at the area contest on March 2nd. So mark down this date on your calendar, save the date, and be prepared to enjoy wonderful speeches. Madam Sergeant at Arms.
Yes, Madam Contest Chair. I think while we are getting that certificate ready, perhaps you can tell us about the upcoming events at Global Business Leaders.
Yes. Before I do that, I'd like to thank everyone who remained until the end. And please be prepared to join us for upcoming events. We have a great program on February 29th on emotional intelligence with Sandra Coles-Bell, DTM. She's excellent. I encourage every one of you to make the time to attend this event at 12 EST time on February 29th. The area's 22nd Spring Speech Contest is scheduled for Saturday, March 2nd at 2 p.m. EST. Saturday, March 2nd. And please note for our first-time visitors that the club meetings are on Thursday, March 7th at 12 p.m. We open the room 15 minutes earlier to allow people to connect. And we meet usually on the first and third Thursday of the month. For members, please keep in mind that we are supposed to be renewing now. You may contact the club treasurer, Kerry, or myself. Self-pay is allowed, is authorized for our club. So you may do so and make sure that either the treasurer or myself as sergeant at arms, at vice president membership are made aware of your renewal. This concludes the announcement, and I'm not sure if there's anything else, but we know who our winner is. Madam
All
Sergeant.
right, yes, and we are ready with the certificate, Madam Contest Chair.
Super. Uh-oh.
Yes, that's all right.
The name didn't show, but then we'll make sure that the winner received the certificate within 48 hours.
Yes.
Is that right, Madam Sergeant at Arms?
Over
to you. So to take
there
over.
we go.
Wow! Congratulations, Adeline. Congratulations. Now, Madam Sergeant at Arms, you may conclude and close the contest room or the contest.
Thank you so much, Madam Contest Chair. Congratulations to speakers for today, and a special congratulations to you, Adeline Khouri. And we wish to say thank you all so much for being a part of this event here at Global Leaders Toastmasters. And I wish to officially close the session. Thank you so much.
Thank you. The meeting